I didn't grow up in church. My parents had full-time jobs. A lot of times they worked on the weekends and everything. So we would occasionally go to Easter service or a Christmas service or occasionally a vacation Bible school. There was a lady that was our neighbor. We would sometimes she would take us to school when my mom and dad couldn't take us there. She invited me, her and her daughter invited me to church. It was a revival night. And so it was a Wednesday night. I was 14, and I still remember First Baptist Church in Mulberry. And so that night, it was a revival, and then I felt a conviction. And I can almost go to the exact pew where I sat on the right side, and then I walked that aisle. And so at that day, I knew I accepted Christ as my Savior. But I wish I could say that from then on I was on fire. But, I would still go to church and do my quiet time, but I never get the on fire until when I went through school. I was a part of youth groups, in college BCM, and then grad school, and then even if we got married, me and my wife, we were, in two denominations, and finally got to start going to church together. And it wasn't until we moved back and started going to Grand that, that's when we felt, we got to get involved. And we started going there, got into Awanas programs, and got into help teaching, and got really involved with the youth groups, or our life groups there. And then we came here, and then got invited to go on a mission trip. And that's where my life changed. And so I still remember that hotel room where I was there that first night, and then I said, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do that. And I found out, and then he talked to me, it wasn't about me anymore. My old self died. Just like Galatians 2:20, it's a Christ is in me now. And so that's when I started knowing that, hey, it's not about Bryan Bishop anymore, it's about glorifying him. And so that's where I needed to change. And so that's where walk the wife and to praise his name and glorify him. And then David Cecil, a few years ago, me and him went on another mission trip together, and he goes, hey, you need to help me out. And so, I go, all right, you need to help me teach. And so I go, man, I'll come. And so I think he just knew what he already was planning at that time. We was already planning. So he got me involved with the 5th and 6th grade boys over there. And so the first year I was just there when he was gone, or I might fill in. But it wasn't just until I started seeing him teach and seeing how he did it. And I go, man, this is something I need to do. And it just so happened that's when he goes, hey, I'm taking a break, and handed it over to me. And that's where I felt, man, I'm on fire. And so every day I just pour into these kids, and that's where to glorify his name. And to let them know that, don't be like me, started out and just walked the walk, or just walked and just say, hey, I just go to church on Sundays and, open my Bible in front of everybody. It's every day. It's everyday life, just like the shepherds at the end of 2:20, what they saw and what they heard, glorify his name.